You're welcome to the show, Sandra from Sri Lanka. I'm Rajni Agrawal from Federation of Indian Women Entrepreneurs. Federation of Indian Women Entrepreneurs is a pioneer association in India which is only focusing on women's economic empowerment. And since 1993, we are working towards this. And it's our great endeavor that we would like women from all parts of the countries, like for example, especially from the SAARC countries, because our neighboring countries are doing very well, and we would like to highlight the successful stories and their wonderful experiences, good or bad, to everyone, so that women around in your country, in our country, could learn out of it. So, Sandra, you're welcome to this show. The show is called Rubaru Hamari Pehchan. That means my identity, my recognition. So, we once again invite you. We have invited you, and we love to talk to you. Now,
So
Sandra,
thank
tell
you.
me, you are one of the successful entrepreneur in Sri Lanka. So, at what age did you start this initiative? And what
I was
inspired you
about
to start this? What
I was
inspired you to start this?
I was about 33 years, I think. I have had already the both children, and my inspiration was that uh, I had to do something more than I'm a lawyer by profession, and
Ah,
so I thought that it was not so much challenging, and I wanted a challenge in my life, and I saw so many women, including my mom, uh, who had gone through a very difficult life, and I thought that I really should do something more and meaningful for the rural woman, and this opportunity came my way, and I just took it.
I see. Were you married that time? And you had, of course, you said you had children. So you were
Yes,
married, and
a boy and a
uh,
girl.
okay. So approximately what age you will be that time when you started this?
I think about 33 or 32.
All right. Okay. And the family supported you completely?
Yes, of course.
And would you
I,
like to give any uh, fairy points to your husband, or to your mother, or to your father? Whom are you going to give those brownie points, those nice points to say that he's the one responsible for my coming up, or he supported me in a big way?
actually, to all three of them, but mostly my mom, who was taking care of the children, and of course, my husband, who never said no to things which I wanted to do and to whom I wanted to be. And he gave me the liberty and the freedom to be what I am and to discover myself.
And what was your husband doing that time?
He was also a businessman, but doing something else, another business.
Another business. And what
Yeah.
kind of business was that? Were you a part of it?
Actually, yes, because we were co founders of a private school where
Mm-hmm.
we co founded this school to educate our child, our daughter, in the English medium, because we live in a province where English education was not accessible to the medium level of people in the province.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought that we will have a private school to
Mm-hmm.
educate
Mm-hmm.
the children from the province in English medium, because the English was so important.
Yeah.
And both of us founded that, and he was all in that, and I was in the textile business.
I see. Okay. Okay. So you also played some part in that education system.
Yes. And
Okay,
now I'm the chairman of that company.
I see. Now
Yeah.
you're the chairman,
Yeah,
and your
of
husband is still looking after.
no, he's in another school now.
Acha, so you have
We
got
have,
another school now.
yeah, we have three schools. He's running two schools, and I'm running one school with my son now.
Oh, lovely. Very
And
nice.
my daughter is in the joined me in the textile company with my brother. So I have a lot of family support.
Oh, very nice. I will say it is support. It is a support to the family. That is the difference. And I don't know what you think about it. They say that when men works only for himself. But when woman works, she works for the family. And see,
Of
this is
course.
how the children also come along, the family members also come along, which is a great thing.
Yeah,
And
because
you are an example of that.
yeah, of course. Because I am from a very uh, powerful family in the northwestern province. But when it came to my father's generation, we almost lost everything because
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately my father was an alcoholic, and
Mm.
it came on me, and I took it upon myself to support the family. And
Uh-huh.
I'm so proud that I was able to bring up my brothers and sisters and also my children and look after my mom and dad and do
Wow.
all that because I work so hard to meet my commitment towards my family, and
Mm-hmm.
also so many families who have been beneficiaries of these two businesses.
Great, Sandra. Very nice. It's really nice to know that we have women like you who are made of strong grit, a steel person who could take up so many responsibilities on her shoulder
Yeah.
and still go ahead. So
Yeah,
today, when you look
challenges make
back,
me strong.
yeah,
I
please say what
thrive
you're
on
saying.
challenges.
Uh-huh. So you face the challenges with a smile and not with the grudge.
Not really, because more the challenges you get, we face, we become better, isn't it?
Yeah. But at times, we women, because from childhood we are taught that our work area is home and the men's work area is outside home. So there are a lot of beliefs which we acquire during the process from our childhood to till our youth. We acquire certain belief system, and that belief system says that, oh, will I be able to do it? Oh, do I have that kind of a talent? Oh, can I handle money on my own? Oh, I won't be able to do it without any support. Oh, I need somebody as a co founder with me. Oh, I wish my husband could also help me. Such questions keep on coming to our mind as women. So, what is your comment on that?
What I feel is we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and we have to discover who we are. If I'm talking about myself, I'm very bad at figures, but I'm very good at ideas and looking at the future, and I
Uh
have
huh.
really good business mind. But when it comes to finances, that is my gray area. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
I took my brother, Hillary,
Uh
who has supported me all along.
huh.
And he was the youngest in the family, and I'm the oldest.
Uh huh.
And he has supported me with the finances, looking after the money side of the business. And in the school also, we have hired good people to look at the finances. So that's what I think. We can do
Uh,
everything, but we have to be wise enough to select and partner with, not partner in ownership, but to get good people onto our team. And
hmm.
so I think I've been extremely lucky. because I have a very big vision and a goal, but I
Lovely.
have never concentrated on my vision and on my goal. I have always concentrated on what I am doing. Do it well, then automatically you'll get there.
Lovely. Beautiful. Very nice. So you said that if you have a certain goal in mind, then nothing can stop you and you will automatically reach to that goal. Yeah, I fully agree with you. But at times there are certain issues in life come up which makes you, which you can never forget. So, is there any such incident you would like to tell us or share with us, which you can never forget and which has taught you a good lesson, a big lesson? Would you like to share some such incident with us?
I have I have learned lots of lessons in my life.
Uh huh.
And it has been a long 30-year journey where
Mm-hmm.
I have met so many people. And my biggest weakness was to trust people before I studied them. So I have now learned that I should not be doing that. But I
Mm-hmm.
have always come up victorious because my intentions are good, right? And
Mm-hmm.
this is a big lesson I have learned in my life. And I have so many challenges which have come my way, but I have fought, and because the final goal is very clear,
Mm-hmm.
then automatically you get the strength to fight, isn't it? It can be the government and politicians, then also people, your own co-workers sometimes, right? But this, I feel that it gives you a lot of
Share
experience.
one story with us. One very small story. Just share with us.
Then you mean a challenge, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where you felt, oh, I feel like crying. Where you felt so helpless. Where you felt, no, I have to face it and I have to, in any case, make it go.
Yeah, this is about the in Celine. I have not have so much challenges. I mean that negative challenges.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, when the business went down in 2008 with the bomb, with the economic crisis in Europe, all that is part of the business. But
Mm-hmm.
this challenge which I'm going to talk to you about is in the school. I was wanting to build a playground for the children. It's not for
Mm-hmm.
me. The children in the school, and it was a abandoned paddy land. Paddy land is a rice field, and you can't use a rice field even if it's abandoned for any other purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
So without a permit. So I applied for a permit from the government, and they took years sitting on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when it came to the final stage, after so many clearances, still this fellow was sitting on it, the commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I thought, you hang with your permit, I'm going to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got all the contractors and brought the gravel, filled it, and almost when I was planting the grass,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they took me to court.
I
And
see.
it was the magistrate court, and it
Mm-hmm.
was very unpleasant. Me being a lawyer, standing with the criminals, and
Mm-hmm.
for something which I have done in good faith, and I have uh, fought for it, and I have asked for permission, and they have not given me permission. And what do I,
Mm-hmm.
right? And actually, my pressure went up, and I started taking meditation. But then again, I thought my intentions are good.
Mm-hmm.
Someone out there will help. And I always believe in the universal power if your intentions are good, right? So I had to get on to the witness box with where the criminals all stand, and me being a lawyer, it was pretty embarrassing, and a woman who's well known in the town. But anyway, I won the case. So it was a long drawn thing, but then I believed that I will come out victorious, even when my lawyer said that, no, Sandra, you are not going to win. This is a very difficult case. But I
Mhm.
found nooks and corners because I understand the legal side, and
Mhm.
somehow I won the case. So this is a small incident where I got really bullied, and there are so many other incidents uh,
Mm.
with the government even, that I have been bullied. And I was just thinking, okay, you come to mess with me. I am a woman, but I'm not just the woman whom you think,
Mm.
and I won't be allowed to be bullied. I will somehow see that I'll do this for the children, because my
Mm.
intention is for the children, for the
Mm.
children in the province, the children who come to my school, and it's going
Mm.
to be left for the future, right? I'm not
Mm.
going to take it when I die, isn't it?
True,
Right.
very true.
So
Absolutely.
I was determined, and thank God, I won the case, and now the children are happily playing, and even the government, they want, sometimes when they need the grounds, they want to rent out my ground. So
I see.